Hello, my soapy friends, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Lissa, also known as the Soap Chef on this channel, where we make all things with a rather good lather. I've been a maker in this industry for over 2 decades. We are a 3D bath bomb mold supplier, and my favorite products to make, of course, are bath bombs. But that's enough about me. Let's get right into the video. Hey friends, we are back at Creation Station today, and we're going to be making some cranberry cocktail face cleansing gel. This is actually the first one in the series, but I haven't been able to upload that because I've been waiting on some new containers to come in, and it took forever, like almost 2 months to get these in. So this should have been the first video in the series of the facial products, all the face care that I've been putting up. But needless to say, we're getting ready to do that now. We're going to put that off to the side, and we're going to start off by putting our xanthan gum into our glycerin and combining that. We're going to set that off to the side. We'll add everything else, and then that will go in last. So let's just get started. Again, glycerin, xanthan gum. We're just going to put the xanthan gum right in there. And of course, I will be giving the recipe to this in the member section of the channel, as well as Patreon. And for those of you that are only members here, I've had a lot of people lately telling me they can't find the videos, even though they watched the whole video. They're saying, I can't find the recipe. I've had a lot of people lately saying that. Watch all the way to the end, you guys, okay? All the way to the end, past the card that says, be kind and stay humble. Right after that is where you're gonna find the recipe card. It will only be in the member section. It's the same price here on YouTube as it is over on Patreon. Only difference with Patreon is I will throw in extra little goodies over there. Lots of good information regarding the ingredients that we use and how to use them. So you do get a little bit of an extra benefit of being a Patreon as opposed to just being a member here on the channel. You will only get the video that has the recipe in it. So if you're looking for some extra perks and some more information and a little bit more of a interactive platform where you can ask questions and get them answered and so forth, then Patreon is a better fit. If you only just want to go and grab the recipe, then the membership channel here is a better fit. All right, that's combined pretty well, our xanthan gum and our glycerin. We're literally just going to set this off to the side till we need it. In here, I have got some warmed up, not hot, I didn't boil it or anything, but I just warmed it up a little bit, some aloe vera juice. That is what I choose. You could use regular distilled water, you could use a hydrosol, and a lot of you have mentioned in the video that I did regarding the facial mist, I asked if you wanted to see me make a hydrosol from scratch. Let me know. Several of you said that you did want to see that happen, so that is on the list to do that video. Okay. Here we go. Aloe juice. We're just going to start combining things. In here, I have got my cocoa glucoside. Oh, I'm sorry, before I even get there. In addition to the aloe juice, I've got my tetrasodium EDTA down in here, and that's my chelating agent. So let's go ahead and get our cocoa glucoside down into the aloe juice. I was going to go ahead and do a cranberry hydrosol for this, but I couldn't find any whole cranberries that looked to my liking, and I really don't like to do the frozen ones. I like mine to be fresh when I do hydrosols, no matter what the plant matter is or the fruit. I really like it to be the fresh ones, and nobody around my area right now has got fresh cranberries. So we're just doing the aloe juice, which is perfectly fine. Trying to get every little bit out of here because this is going to be part of our cleansers, our surfactants. Now keep in mind with cocoa glucoside as well as decyl glucoside, which is what we're going to be adding next, the decyl glucoside. Just going to give this a very light little mix on the bottom, trying not to kick up too many bubbles. With cocoa glucoside as well as decylglucoside, they both have pretty high pHs. So if you're going to be using those in formula, make sure that you do a pH test at the end to bring it down to a comfortable level for your skin. And again, talking about Patreon versus the channel here, I did go ahead and upload a document that I worked on pretty much an entire day. I took all of my notes that I have written down all over in my notebooks and made one cohesive document regarding the different types of surfactants, what their pH is, whether they are anionic, non-ionic, amphoteric, you know, and how to use them in what percentages and so forth. So that document actually is up on Patreon. So that's, like I said, you get little perks like that on Patreon in addition to the recipes. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and add our decylglucoside. All right, let's give this a little stir. All right, next we're going to add our cocamidopropylbutane. So again, I always work synergistically. If at all possible, I like to always work in threes. Have your main surfactant, 2 co-surfactants, your main emulsifier, have 2 co-emulsifiers, and so on. It's just, I've always worked that way. 3 is always better than 1. 2 is better than 1. 3 is even better than that. All right, so everything's getting combined in here, trying to keep these bubbles to a minimum. All right, next we're going to add in some liquid silk. And by the way, this is quite cool. We're at 89. All right, next we are going to add in our cranberry extract because this is a cranberry cocktail face cleansing gel. You could use a glycerite if you'd like, because that's all a glycerite is. It's an extract, but you don't use alcohol. You use glycerin as the solvent. I'll be doing a video on how to make glycerites as well. That's coming up. It's on the list. You guys know this is working out for me and my mental health and keeping my stress levels down. The uploading twice a month is working out way better for me, way better. I have not felt stressed or pressured at all, except for the 900 million DMs that I get daily, even past hours, even though I said, please don't do that. I need a little downtime. I can't be available 24/7. I still get hit up round the clock. It's okay. All right, that's all mixed in really nicely now. All right, so then we're going to add our scent, which is cranberry, of course, because this is cranberry. Very small amount because this is a facial product, even though it is a rinse-off product. It is going on the face. So less is more where that's concerned. Oh yeah, that smells delightful. Okay, let's get our preservative in here. Liquid Germall Plus. Give that a good stir. Okay, let's do a quick pH test. I'm too lazy to go and get my good one. So leave this in here for roughly like 10 seconds. And you can see that we're very high pH, and that's because we've got the decylglucoside as well as the cocoa glucoside. So we're going to take our citric acid buffer, and we're going to add some, and then we'll just keep repeating this test until it comes out at around 5.5-ish. Okay, let's do one final check. And now you can see that the pH has been brought down. So it's right in between, like it's just about around a 5. So we have successfully reduced the pH on that. So it's not gonna scorch our skin off. All right, and the very last thing we need to do is add that xanthan gum with the glycerin that we mixed in before. So let's get that into the pool. All right, let's keep stirring away here. This is nice and thick now. This is a nice consistency for a face wash. It's not too thin where it's going to run completely out. It's not too thick. So what I want to do is add a few drops of some water-soluble liquid dye, red. That's just 4 drops. We'll see what kind of a tint that brings to it. Should be just enough. I don't want it to be red, just a very, very light pink hue to it. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's really, really light hue. Very, very pink blush. That was just 4 drops. All right, and the last thing we're going to do is add some cranberry seeds for a little bit of exfoliant. Let's see where 1 tablespoon gets us as far as this size of a batch. It might be just enough. That's what I normally do, but depending on the size of the batch, I can add more. I think this is going to be plenty. Just 1 tablespoon there. Yeah, that's plenty. One more smell. Oh my, yes. All right, we are all done mixing everything. This is looking great. The consistency is fantastic. What I like to do now is go ahead and just leave this overnight just to sit and do its thing. But before we do that, let's do a little bit of a foam test and see how that goes. Hold please. Okay, let's check out the foam on this. We'll wet our little poof. I like to use one of these little facial scrubbers on my face at nighttime. So we'll try it out on that as well. I have an electric one at home. It's really, really good for cleaning your face. All right, we're just gonna get a little bit of this. That's how much, which isn't very much at all. It's important to note that this is not like stringy and sticky and like slimy and tacky, which sometimes xanthan gum can do. I did a facial cleanser off of another person, another creator, when I was doing my Inspired By series. And I washed my face on camera and so forth, and it just was very, very sticky and tacky and a little bit gross, I'm just gonna say. So this is very, very nice. That's without any type of a poof or a scrubber, but let's just see. That's just that little teeny tiny bit that was on my hands. You saw, it was hardly anything. So just rubbing it on your hands by itself proved to have a very, very nice lather. But this is even better when you start getting into some type of an exfoliator to use on your skin. So look at the foam, you guys. Look at this. It's fantastic. So again, take your little brush and take some of this. There we go. That's a lot. Anyways, and just scrub. Scrub that face, especially around your nose, in between your eyebrows, right underneath your lip, in between like where your chin is. Get all those little areas with one of these little facial scrubbing brushes. All right, you guys, as you can see, I am in lather heaven over here. All right, give me a second to go and wash my hands. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this sitting here overnight to let it continue to do its thing and let that xanthan gum really hydrate nicely with all of our liquids that are in here. But this is a really good consistency. I like it. It's perfect. You guys just saw how much lather you get. So I'm going to leave that off to the side. I'll cover that up and just leave that overnight. And then tomorrow I'm going to come back and put it inside of these containers here. The reason why I have my little syringe is because if you can see how small this opening is, and I chose it that way because you don't want to put a whole ton of this product. A little goes a very long way. As you guys just saw, I mean, look at all that foam in there. You saw how much I put on my hand. It was nothing. But I'm going to go ahead and use this syringe to fill up all of these bottles tomorrow, and then we will be good to go. All right. I'll bring you back then just to show you. Okay.
The next day.
Okay, it's the next day. This has sat overnight and it's been just doing its thing and swelling and absorbing and, you know, all that jazz. I have a 10 cc little syringe here. I switched from the 20 because this one has a much skinnier syringe part. The other one's a little bit more wide. And again, this is a very, very skinny hole that I need to try to get this into. It's going to take a lot of filling. I already did one off camera, but the other one was just a little bit too big. So we're going to go ahead and work with this one. It's going to take quite some time, so I'm going to speed this up for you guys, okay? Okay, all filled up. Just get that cap twisted on there, and there you go. You've got a beautiful cranberry cocktail face cleansing gel, and you just twist that off, squeeze a little bit into your hand, rub it in. Of course, I don't have any water here, but even without the water, you can see how much foam you're going to get on gloved hands without any water. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, you guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked the video and the recipe and all that kind of stuff, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share with your friends, hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button so you can be informed every time that we upload a brand new video. But like I said, the recipe for this is going to go up on the member section and then also up on Patreon, okay? You can get this finished product, if you would like, on soap-chef.com. That's going to do it for today. Be kind and stay humble. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.